Okay, we're going.
Hi class, this is an online video class for Reader's Theater. We're going to teach you how to do Reader's Theater 3 ways. The first way is the traditional way. This is Harry, by the way. She's going to be here a lot. The first way is doing traditional Reader's Theater. That is where people are usually seated in chairs or either standing, maybe behind a music stand. We all have a script. We're going to talk about script skills and audience skills. Because our audience is right out in front of us, we're going to keep our faces out towards our audience, and we're going to do all of our acting from the shoulders up. We're going to engage our facial expressions, and we're going to use vocal variety. We're going to change our pitch, our volume, our tone, the rate at which we speak. We're going to change the emphasis on a word within a line, and maybe we'll even use accents. We're also going to try to employ character voices to get across as much as we can. But we're not going to be doing action. The action is all going to be coming through the voice of the narrator, which is written into the script. If my character is speaking to this character, I'm not even going to turn and look at her. I'm going to do it all out for the audience. That's what traditional Reader's Theater is. Reader's Theater is also always read. It's never memorized. It's read because we want the kids that are doing it to get repeat performances. And the more they read it, and the more they see it, and the more they feel it, and the more they hear it, they get to use all these different ways of learning, and they increase their reading fluency and their word comprehension, and they just become better and more confident readers. So we are going to do a script called The Big Pumpkin. Here's some things we need to learn about script skills. So gals, and by the way, these are my friends Anne-Marie and Julie that are helping me today. They're both actresses, and you will be able to tell. So one thing we want to remember about our scripts is that paper is noisy. We don't want to be looking ahead to what's coming for us. We're just going to keep our eye on the page, and we're all going to turn the page when the last word on the page is said. So we're all going to turn together so we only have paper noise all together one time. We're also going to try to keep our scripts down, not straight down so that I'm acting with the top of my head towards you, and not straight up so that you can't see my face, but at a reasonable, comfortable place where I can glance at it and still hopefully effectively, after some repetition and some familiarity, keep my face out towards you. We're going to try really hard to keep our eye on our script so we don't get excited and just be looking around at what's going on and miss our cue. We don't want to do that, okay? So here we go. We're going to take a stab at The Big Pumpkin. We're each going to be reading one or two different parts, and we're just going to show you how traditional theater might be done in your classroom. Imagine that maybe we're like third graders doing this for the first time. This is a script called The Big Pumpkin, and like I said, it's adapted from a children's book and inspired by a children's book that had a lot of great characters and a lot of dialogue and a built-in narrator. And here we go, and we hope you enjoy it. The Big Pumpkin. Once there was a witch who wanted to make pumpkin pie. So she planted a pumpkin seed. She weeded and watered, and after a while, a pumpkin sprout poked through. And then a pumpkin grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew some more. Soon Halloween was just hours away. The witch thought about pumpkin pie and bent down to take her pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled, and she tugged, and she pulled. First she pulled hard, and then she pulled harder. But that pumpkin just sat.
Drat!
Just then, along came a ghost.
Big Pumpkin.
It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine and Halloween's just hours away.
I am bigger than you and stronger too. Let me try.
Humph! The witch was angry, but she thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. The ghost bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled and he tugged and he pulled. First he pulled hard and then he pulled harder, but that pumpkin just sat.
Drat!
Just then along came a vampire.
Big Pumpkin.
It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine and Halloween's just hours away.
I am bigger than you and stronger too. Let me try.
Humph! Humph! The witch was angry, and the ghost was angry, and they thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. Well, he pulled, and he tugged, and he pulled. First he pulled hard, and then he pulled harder, but that pumpkin just sat. Drat! Just then along came a mummy. Big pumpkin.
It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine and Halloween's just hours away.
I am bigger than all of you and stronger too. Let me try.
The witch was angry, the ghost was angry, and the vampire was angry too. But they thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. The mummy bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled, and she tugged, and she pulled. First she pulled hard, and then she pulled harder, but that pumpkin just sat.
Drat!
Just then, along came a bat. Big pumpkin. The witch didn't say a word. She just looked at the ghost and rolled her eyes. The ghost looked at the vampire. The vampire looked at the mummy. They all looked at the little bat, and they started to laugh.
I may not be big and I may not be strong, but I have an idea.
And then the bat told them his plan.
Humph!
The witch was angry. The ghost was angry. The vampire was angry. And the mummy was angry too. But they thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside.
Ready, set, pull!
The bat pulled the mummy. The mummy pulled the vampire. The vampire pulled the ghost. The ghost pulled the witch. And the witch pulled the pumpkin. Well, they pulled, and they tugged, and they pulled. First they pulled hard, and then they pulled harder, and then snap! Off came the pumpkin.
Drat!
Whoosh! It flew and thud! It landed on top of the hill, and thump, 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 thump. It bounced all the way down to the witch's house. And when it got to her door, that pumpkin just sat.
Hooray for the bat!
The witch hurried inside to make pumpkin pie.
Have some more.
Couldn't eat another bite.
Fun party.
Time to go!
Drat!
The witch was sad to see all her guests leave, but she went right out and planted another pumpkin seed. So that was an example of how you could do traditional Reader's Theater with your class. We're going to end right here, and in our next video, we're going to tell you about a second way to do Reader's Theater where you involve action. Cut.